it's OhYoNameTaty back again with another video. In today's video, we will be doing the review to The Flash Season 7, Episode 12. I know it's been a long since you've seen this face, if you only follow my YouTube. But I'm back again. This is probably the last time y'all gonna see my face. It's probably gonna go right back to audio, just audio, because I just don't feel like being on camera with my jaw. Y'all see us on this side, because my jaw is like big as a goddamn hockey puck. Oh, and I'm in so much pain, bitch, because y'all know I can open my mouth wide, ho. Never mind, let me shut up. Before I get started, is anybody watching Kung Fu? Is anybody watching that show? Is it, please tell me, is it good down below? Because I saw a little picture, and it looked kind of, the picture looked like, ooh, like, you know. Is anybody watching Kung Fu? Probably that girl, because nobody even watching The Flash. Anyway, so, okay, guys, so it starts off with everybody in Star Labs on a Saturday morning. And I'm like, this episode already starting off on the wrong foot because it ended with West Allen. It should have began in that loft with West Allen. And then they could have got interrupted like y'all usually do. Y'all following the same pattern. They could have got interrupted and Barry could have sped them to Star Labs when Cisco called. What the hell? They supposed to be trying to make a baby. And then Kawhi's is kept episode 15. Oh, they plan's gonna be on hold because Godspeed shows up. Like, they act like people act like people can't multitask now, girl. Like, they can't hunch while beating the meta. Like, they act like they can't schedule like, y'all not trying to beat a speedster 24 hours out of a day. Like, come on now. Like, do y'all not know how making a baby works? Like, y'all just gonna stop? Like, oh, Godspeed's here, so we have to stop hunching right now. Like, okay. Because I'm pretty sure y'all was hunching throughout the entire period of Sabotage. I'm just saying. I don't care. My favorite part throughout this whole entire episode was Iris talking about, are you guys pregnant? You know what? That bitch. That bitch is something else. Don't you hate when girls be like, oh my God, they always bringing up babies and shit? That's going to be Iris. Always bringing up babies, always mentioning that I hate when bitches do that. Like, bitch, we know you pregnant. We don't give a fuck. Like, shut up. I'm pregnant, so, you know. Like, okay. Like, I feel like Iris is going to be annoyed as hell when she get pregnant. And I'm just going to be so excited for this. Like, talking about, are you guys pregnant? Because we're trying. Like, she just want to make this moment about her. But yeah, besides that part, I kind of felt like this scene was a little too long. Like, it was just 2 minutes too long, and it was very impersonal. Like, I don't know. And that goes to show you this. When I'm watching The Flash, I can definitely tell that they're filming in a panorama. Like, I could definitely tell that they are inside a Pizza Hut right now. You know, but with other shows I'm watching, like Euphoria, when they had that two special episodes that was filmed during the pandemic. Batwoman is filmed during the panorama, and that's on the CW. Well, all these different shows that are filming during the panorama, but The Flash is the only TV show where it feels like they are. Like, it's just so impersonal. Like, y'all get tested like every other day. Every other day y'all getting tested and y'all like this far apart. Like, okay, girl. But then in the same breath, y'all want to be kissing and have Danielle Panabaker hugging everybody. Like, make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. Like, I don't understand that. All these other rest of these shows can film and be cautious and be aware and follow safety guidelines. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. Because when I was watching Euphoria, like, it was just so beautifully filmed and beautifully directed. It didn't even seem like it kind of took us away from reality of what the world was in. And that's how TV is supposed to make us feel. And I just felt like watching The Flash, it definitely felt like, oh, because of the pandemic, they can't do certain stuff. Like, okay. And you know what? Honestly, I blame Eric for that, because if he wasn't talking so damn much, telling us what they can and cannot do, we probably wouldn't even have a problem with it. Because he say, oh, they can't do this, they can't do this, but Danielle Panabaker is doing all of that. Girl, let me shut up. I feel like Cisco is supposed to be the most beloved character on this show. Like, Cisco is supposed to be the Daryl of The Walking Dead and the Alaric of The Vampire Diaries. Like, they were the two most popular, beloved characters on their shows. And Cisco is supposed to be that on The Flash. And for them to write an episode like this, trash.
Yeah.
Trash. And I get, like, people like, oh, all you guys do is complain. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Because if you're watching that and think that shit is good, just because you get 2 or 3 good scenes does not make an episode good. Does not. But I'll get into that later. So Harry left Cisco a post-it note saying something, I don't know, watch it yourself, ho. And I'm like, somebody coming back, girl. I don't know who coming back, but why Harry leave a note? That means that that gives them a reason to bring Cisco back. Because we thought that this was his farewell episode. No, the hoe is coming back on the last 2 episodes, I believe. So that was just a setup for him to come back. Because he's like, because they'll have to call him from Argus or something. Oh my God, Cisco, we need you. And then he'll have an epiphany and be like, oh my God, the post-it note, Harry left me. You know, whatever, girl, watch it yourself. Honestly, and this might sound shocking to a lot of you guys, but I honestly enjoyed the Caitlyn and Cisco scene together. I actually enjoyed it, which is like, wow. Yeah, their first scene together, I actually really liked it. I didn't like the fact that Caitlyn was constantly pushing Cisco to the side or pushing for him to leave so early. Like, I get it, like, I get her thought process behind it, but I just wish it was worded differently, or wish it was executed differently. So we got a new version of you know what, I'm kind of tired, like, I'm kind of tired of them doing like the gender bending thing. Like, can y'all just come up with something new? Like, Rainbow Raider was first a guy, now it's a girl. Like, can y'all just come up with something new? Like, you don't have to gender bend stuff every time. Like, y'all can come up with new looks. Y'all can come up with new stuff, right? And I just thought that instead of making people angry, they make them happy was stupid. Like, I just thought that whole thing was stupid. Yeah. Like, I honestly would have rather, can I roll up your window? Because they can hear all this. I would rather have a nostalgic character from season 1 or 2, like Peekaboo or something like that, come back and make an appearance than to have a goddamn gender bend, Rainbow Raider bitch. Like, okay. Like, I feel like this episode was supposed to be nothing but nostalgic moments for all the Cisco fans. And they kind of just dropped the ball on that. With making everything overly dramatic with comedy or overly dramatic with emotions. Like, there was no, if you notice, like, it was either stupidly goofy or over dramatic. Like, there was no balance, there was no flow to this episode. Like, it was all just a mess. It was all just a poorly created mess. Okay, no balance, no flow, no climax, no peak. Like, just it was all just it was just bad. Okay, and I was getting a couple of comments, like, for instance, the dance sequence. Okay, girl, which wasn't when watching the entire episode wasn't as bad as the karaoke scene, girl, but we'll talk about that later. And you know, I was making fun of the dance break scene, which I thought was stupid, and I chuckled a little bit, but it wasn't that damn funny. And I was making fun of it. People were like, oh my God, you're complaining so much. Like, season 1 was goofy too. Yeah, season 1 was goofy, but it had balance, did it not? It gave us comedy, romance, drama, and action. It gave us all 4 components. And you can say fantasy and adventure. But it gave us all 4 of those strong components. You cannot say the same for season 7. I'm sorry, at least the first half. What the fuck was that? It was nothing but trash, 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 trash. Like, and you could say, like, oh my God, but the endings were so good. Yeah, they wait to the last fucking 5 minutes of the episode to give us something worthwhile to watch.
Exactly.
Like, come on now, like, come on, like, like, really, you really enjoyed that. You could sit here and watch you could watch season 7, episode 12, and put it against the entirety of season 1, 2, and 3, and tell me that shit is good. Tell me. So Team Citizen is investigating, you know, doing their jobs, which we don't quite get to see a lot of, but, you know, because Allegra is always up in Star Labs for whatever reason. And, you know, they always cutting Iris scene, which is another conversation for something else, girl. I'm not gonna rant about that today. But yeah, this Team Citizen is having a scene, and Cecile whack ass show up, and I'm just like, oh god, Cecile getting her standalone episode, and I'm just like, what is up with these standalones? Like, they just come out of nowhere. At least with Iris, storyline, like, it was a process. Like, that shit started from season 6 episode 2 all the way up to like the end of the season. But you know what I'm saying, like, it was a build-up. Like, I don't know what the hell Eric is doing. Like, I really was trying to have his back. Like, I really was not trying to go hard on him. Like, I swear to god I wasn't. But like, what the hell? Like, I don't know what the hell he doing up in there, but it's trash. Like, how you gonna produce such great material like the 2-part episodes of The Temptation of Barry Allen, and then turn around and give us this whack ass baby forces where they calling each other brother and sister, and calling Barry and Iris mother and father, to the point where Barry and Iris is looking at each other talking about, well, maybe we shouldn't have kids if we can't control these motherfuckers. Is this correlating? Is this correlating, Kiana? Is this correlating? I don't know. Girl. Not Chester, I'm sorry. I feel like Cecile, Joe, Caitlin, and Allegra should not be getting their standalone episodes. I'm sorry. Have we not gone season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Waiting for people to get standalone episodes, the main supporting cast to get standalone episodes. Where the fuck is they episodes? Except for Caitlyn. The only, you know what, fuck it, I'ma say it, Kiana. Why is it that the leading lady, and girl, these writers, these writers in the writers room love to say that Danielle and Candace are both the leading ladies, but they can't say the same thing for Carlos and Grant? I dare one of them motherfuckers to say that Carlos is just much of a leading man as Grant is. So they expressed that Danielle and Candace are both leading ladies of The Flash. And I don't know how many articles I have read where they said that same shit. But yet, Danielle was the only one getting a fucking episode every goddamn season. And now all of a sudden in season 7, you just want to give everybody, except for the people that matter, a standalone episode. Who wants to see Cecile get a standalone episode? I'll wait. Girl, show is quiet. It sure is quiet. It is. My complaint is this. Where is the build-up to story arcs? Like, they just completely forgot that they could do shit like that. Like, there was no build-up for Killer Frost or Caitlyn's storyline. It was just like, oh, some lady coming in, she want to arrest Killer Frost. Like, what? Excuse me? Excuse me, what? Okay. Where is the build-up for Cecile's storyline? It was just like, you could say like, oh, you can't say it's the Sage Force, because that's the only time I remember like her being scared of something, when the Sage Force was messing with her. And so I'm trying to correlate the two, but that don't make no sense. So like, where was the build up for Cecile's standalone episode where she just all of a sudden just looking into mirrors and shit, talking about, I'm coming after you, you weak ass bitch? Like, what? Okay. Girl, this is not even a review. This is a rant right now. This is a rant and review, girl. This ain't even a review. And so, moving on. So, Rainbow Raider is coming after, and Cisco's like, oh my god, let's go after her. Team Flash 2.0. Woo, woo. And so, Barry and Cisco go out, and Barry start calling Cisco Mecha Vibe. And I was just like, when the hell did they start calling this man Mecha? What the hell is Mecha?
With the jewelry. Mecha Vibe.
Why are they calling him Mecha Vibe? Am I the only one that ever heard that before? This seemed like the first time they ever said that. I don't know when they start calling him Mecha Vibe, or maybe I misheard and he said Mecha Vibe or something like that. I don't know what the hell, but I don't know what the hell happened. But I never heard him call him Mecha Vibe before ever in my life. Like, did I miss something? Let's talk about Cisco. This episode overall for Cisco. For this to be Cisco's standalone episode, knowing the one he got in season 6, which I thought wasn't good at all, just because of the way they went about it. Like, oh, they killed Gypsy off so he can have a standalone episode. I thought it was just really tacky. But I just felt like it wasn't good enough, you know? Like, I wanted to see all facets of Cisco's life. Like, I didn't want to see Cisco spend the entirety of the episode in Star Labs. Like, that should have just been one half of what we saw, and probably the least half of it. Like, I wanted to see him happy with his friends. I wanted to see his family that we never saw again after Dante died in season 3. I wanted to see, you know, him and his life with Camilla that he built. I wanted to see him and Breacher again. I wanted to, like, I just, like, so many things that they could have did in this episode. And I get it, like, you know, Carlos said that he was happy that they left it on a happy note versus it being, like, overly super emotional. But it's like, okay, you could have still had it, like, be, you know, charismatic and comedic without it being, like, just laughable in all the wrong ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to watch a Cisco's episode and be like, oh my God, that is totally season 1, 2, and 3 Cisco. That's what I wanted to see. And instead, it just was a goofy, wannabe comedic mess. A lot of highs and lows is what it was. And when it was high, like the scene with Caitlyn and Cisco, the scene with Caitlyn, Cisco, and Barry. Those were the highs. And the lows was the dance break, the karaoke scene, the villain of the week, Caitlyn saying da bomb. It just wasn't what I thought Cisco deserved, knowing that he's been the least and most poorly written character that has been here since season 1, in my opinion. Moving on, girl. So we finally get to a good core scene, which I was saying previously, the scene with Barry, Caitlyn, and Cisco. And I thought it was and you know, I thought this moment was great. I really honestly did. I thought it was heartwarming. I thought it was touching. I just thought it was good. And we even got to see Danielle Pennebaker get teary-eyed for a second. Let me shut up, girl. But yeah, I thought it was actually a pretty good scene. And probably the only good scene out of the entire episode. So Barry, Cisco, and Caitlyn is talking in the Cortex after they had that lovely scene in the lounge room. And then, you know what? Barry gonna say, there's no Flash without Cisco Ramon. And I was just like, so we just rinsed repeating shit that he said to Iris back in season 1 and season 3? We just rinse and repeating, huh? Okay. And while the statement is true, again, I don't know how many times I have said this, y'all can't come up with shit for Barry to say. Like, he already can't talk to his own damn wife and say smooth shit. Like, he been married to this bitch how long? He already can't be saying corny shit to her, and she just be eating it up like it's groceries. But but girl, like, y'all could come up with some new things. Y'all could get some new looks now. Y'all could have said anything and still rephrased it the same way. Like, lazy. Just lazy writing. Just lazy. Like, there's no Flash without Cisco Ramon. So when Caitlyn leave, you gonna say the same thing to her bitch ass? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because honestly, there really isn't no Flash without Caitlyn. There really isn't no Flash without Cisco. And there really damn sure ain't no Flash without Iris. So you just gonna rinse and repeat and say the same thing to all these heifers? Like, come up with something new. Like, I don't know what it is in this writer's room. Maybe they're just... And you know what? The thing about it is, while we all go hard on the writers, they do not get paid as well. And that's been a running thing in Hollywood, is that the writers either don't get paid or they don't get paid enough. That's why there's always writer strikes, because they don't pay them what they're worth. And I just feel like if they get some new writers in there that are paid a coin that they are deserved, then maybe we will get some good material.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like on The Office, they went on writer strike. Like, it's a lot of people, a lot of shows, writers went on writer strike because they're not getting paid well. But girl, like, the writing is just lacking. Rinse and repeat of the same material is not a good look. And then on top of that, the episode was cheesy and corny and had no substance on top of that. So I thought that Cisco's alone scene in the blimp was pretty good. That he had by himself. It was action packed. No, it wasn't action packed. It was a little suspenseful. It was a decent scene. But my complaint is this: why does Allegra keep blending herself into Team Citizen, where she works, and Star Labs? Like, girl, pick one. Cause I'm tired of her blending herself into each category. Like, bitch, pick one. Just cause Camilla ass knew about Barry being the Flash, we only seen that whole really truly in Star Labs one time, and that was the first episode. Like, girl, I'm tired of Allegra, and it's sad because I really like her when she's a part of Team Citizen, but I don't like her when she's in Star Labs. Is that weird? I don't know. So the day is saved. Cisco saves the day. Yay! And then Cisco passes his torch to Chester. Blah, 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 blah. Girl, we been knew once they announced that Chester was about to be a full-time. Actually, we been knew when Chester made his first appearance, to be honest. Now, the best moment to me is when Cisco was alone in Star Labs, and the nostalgia moments. And the nostalgia montage of moments from season 1 all the way to season 6. Really good. Highlighted some of Cisco's best moments, some of his funny moments, his serious moments, his moments with Barry, his moments with Wells, his moments with Caitlin. No moments with Iris, of course. His moments with Gypsy, which just made me kind of like sigh in pain. Because just potential wasted with that couple that everyone genuinely loved, besides Wes Allen. Yeah, I just feel like this is a character that was wasted. Had so much potential, and Reverse Flash said himself that Vibe is supposed to be one of the most powerful superheroes, just for them to take away his powers and him be reduced to a call boy in Star Lab. Yeah, that scene was so good. Like, it was really good. Like, it almost brought a little tear. No, it didn't. But it was it was so good. And I'm so disappointed that Cisco did not live up to those moments. Is that mean to say that he didn't? Because he didn't. His character did not live up to any of those moments that they shared in the montage, which is sad. And I feel so bad for Carlos, because, you know, those actors come in every day and put their all into these scenes. And, you know, I'm pretty sure they asked, I'm pretty sure, like, some of them asked, I'm making a video, bitch. I'm pretty sure these actors ask for certain things to happen for their character, things in wardrobe. You know, I'm just pretty sure that Carlos has asked to do more, and they didn't seem to answer his request. Honestly and truly, it seems like Danielle Panabaker, besides Grant, is the only person who's getting standalone episodes every season, who's at least her character. Like, it seems like they're at least trying with her character. Can't say the same for Cisco. Can't say the same for Iris. You know, which are the two most popular characters on the show outside of Barry Allen, the Flash. So it's just sad. And to see that the Flash is on its last legs, and to see how much just to see how little the characters have developed over the years. Like, and people can say they develop. Yeah, they develop with time. They have not developed with anything else. Like, oh, time moved past, so you think that a character has developed. That's not how it works. You know, Iris, Cisco, Caitlin have not developed at all. They have not developed into the characters they should have been. They just develop with age, like they're more mature. Ooh, that's it. That's it. So it's sad. It's really sad. Moving on, we get to Team Citizen having a little party, going away party for Camilla, which I thought was sweet. And Cecile whack ass come in, and she's like, oh my god, let's take a picture. And I'm sorry, but that bitch looked evil, and I think it was purpose. I think she was purposefully supposed to look evil, cause she did. Cause she did. Moving on, the karaoke scene. I cringed so hard from secondhand embarrassment. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, it was just embarrassing. It was terrible. Like, it started off good with them drinking in the loft and stuff like that with Joe, Caitlyn, Cisco, and Barry, and then they just had to ruin it with the karaoke thing. And I'm just like, okay, if Caitlyn is to go off, if this were to be Caitlyn's last scene, it would make, if this was Caitlyn's farewell, it would make sense for them to do karaoke. Why are they doing karaoke with Cisco? That's Danielle Panabaker's favorite thing. Why are y'all doing that for Cisco? And y'all know Danielle Panabaker was quick to be like, karaoke, anyone? Even though she be quick to say, oh my god, I can't sing, I don't even have rhythm. So when they did the musical, I was quick to say, don't have me sing. And they like, we wasn't gonna ask you anyway, but okay. Let me shut up. But girl, they was quick to do that karaoke scene, and that's my thing. Like, it's like y'all don't be remembering what y'all write. Like, I know y'all got new people in there from that aren't the same people from season 1, 2, and 3. But that's more of Caitlyn's thing. That's not Cisco thing. Is sitting down in t-shirts watching anime or watching, like, watching some old nerdy movie or something like that. It was just embarrassing. And to see Barry just, they singing Poker Face, and I'm just like, I get it. Like, I truly and honestly, I do. But I didn't need it. It just made the whole episode even worse than what it was. To be honest, I didn't laugh, I didn't chuckle, I didn't hee-haw, I didn't sing along. It was terrible. And so it ends off with Cecile looking into the mirror, is like, I'm coming for you, ho. And she like, okay, And then, so that's how it ends. And so overall, I give this episode a 5, which is the lowest I've ever given anything. Actually, it was a 4, because that last scene, girl, with karaoke, girl, was terrible. 4 out of 10, like the worst episode I've probably seen. And this probably was the worst episode in the entirety of season 7. No, nothing is worse than Chillbland. Nothing was worse than that. I'm sorry. That was the worst. This is a close second. It was just really bad. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I just felt like for this to be his farewell, knowing how dirty they did his character, they should have did more. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and